board, I don't know the sense of the community. I mean, we've just gotten some preliminary sketches, so it's something that is, I would think that the board would want input of the community to see how they feel about it. It's something that we're building.
Well, as I understand it, the intent would be to locate a pavilion of some size in the Southpoint Park.
That's my understanding too.
So, you know, park usage, you always have people in the community who have strong feelings about dedicating space one way or another, and I would certainly hope that before we make a decision that we do get a sense of the community for, you know, what do people feel of the way it looks, what do people feel of the size, the location, so that you know, we're making a decision that's useful for the broadest swathe of the islanders as possible.
Much like the cultural center that we got a lot of input.
So, does anyone have any comments about that? We've heard that there's a pavilion that a group is interested in placing in Southpoint Park. I'm imagining that they would be placing it at their own expense. We don't know the design, the anticipated design beyond, I guess, the very broad outline, and we don't know the possible location of what would be required. We don't know what the reaction to the broader community might be. I would hope that they would provide some information to the Residents Association in September and try to get their reaction. You know, certainly we would be interested in hearing, you know, hearing from them, and that's a more direct conduit to all the people here than we have.
I can make a little remarks on that. It was brought up last year around this time, and we have a complete architectural drawing we provided to office. That was end of last year, and then, as you said, the total expense is ours, not depend on any expense from RIA or anything. And I remember last year when this committee tabled two, just like same question you just had, what community say, how we gonna find out what community reaction was. And it's the same story, so I remember going around and checking people out, and like Matthew was President RIRA, and people all very happy about that idea. The thing, a pavilion will be places somebody can sit down and enjoy not only beauty, but it's right across from UN. It's culturally, and we can expose Roosevelt Island beautified. I think it's a better way. We can just saying and how beautiful we are, and it's a lot of ways we're trying to contribute this pavilion for better, for beautiful, and a lot of event maybe, but that's all open to the other community as well in Roosevelt Island. And it's not only Korean gonna do something, but it's everybody could sit down and relax if they need to, and the children can come and enjoy. And also when you see the architectural drawing, it's handicap accessible as well. In the front we have look like a step, make it a little higher, but in the back end it's going to the wheelchair accessible. And the location, even we looked at location last year. Of course, Sherilyn wasn't here, but before we even check it out, location, where would be the possible best spot. So I thought we move quite along, and then we come out and just like last year, then the question. So what else you need for me to provide more? Then I will do that. But as of right now, it seems like we show what we had. Architecture drawing from architect, and the color, what it looked like, and then handicap accessible, and we have rendering as well. So we have rendering, architecture drawing, anything anything beyond, just let me know. I will provide for your committee.
Hey, Matt, do you recall if this was provided to RERA?
No, it wasn't provided to RERA, but this is sort of deja vu all over again. These are discussions that I remember through the committee process in REOP, both operations and real estate at that time. And there was a great deal of discussion then, and I've heard nothing negative. It does seem like something to offer the community that in that, particularly in that spot, would be a winner. It might be appropriate to go through the planning committee of RERA to bring it to the community, or perhaps to solicit comments through the blog and through the Main Street Wire to see whether there are any, whether there is any opposition to the plan, but I've certainly heard none.
Okay. Do we have drawings at this point?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we have, they were submitted, we got them, I know, probably like last month.
No, they were very recent. I remember when this
Yeah.
was, I mean, I don't remember all this, but I'm hearing some of this deja vu.
And we,
I recall one of the issues being that we were supposed to get documents that we didn't get, which have now been recently provided. So
Right.
for whatever delay there was, that was the reason.
whatever,
And we really haven't had a chance to discuss, like, the time, how long it would take to construct, what would be needed to construct it, because we have a lot of construction going on. That if there is any anticipated use of it, different from just being open to the public. Because if there's, consistent use of it and how it's used, that it would be contained, we would have to know that in advance, just to know what we're dealing with
Right.
as a public entity.
Right. We will provide the stage of when and what is coming in. Basically, the material coming from Korea. We're gonna barge it in from Korea, and then from here we assemble in here. The thing is, I need to get approval from REOC that yes, you go ahead to put the pavilion. Without the approval, it's so hard to raising fund among the Korean community. They say yes, it's such a good idea, we love it, but what is it? Where is it? Who's supporting you? So it's a REOC, it's a Southpoint Park, it's a wonderful talk, but do you have any letter?
Does the Korean community anticipate using it in any manner?
Probably we'll do some cultural event, but we're not gonna just do it ourselves, and I'm sure we need to prove a REOC.
Yeah, it would be a
scheduling,
permanent.
exactly, yeah, permanent.
Do you know how much? We would have to know all these because we have Southpoint Park. We're talking about usage of park. We're talking about closing the park. So everything is sort of. You have to look at it holistically.
Right. Probably more likely weekend and more likely during the day. And more likely no more than 4 times a year event, because when we pull out Korean event, it's such a big expense and big involvement, because we have Korean here, about 500,000 members of Korean community here at New York metropolitan area. So when we're organizing this, people get things done. I don't think we can do more than 4 times a day, but we'll be open to any other community will come in, will talk to REOC, hopefully we'll give a schedule for them to
Well, we just have some questions, and also as to, I think the committee would like to know what the community at large in Roosevelt Island feel about it.
which is all community or Korean community we're talking
Well, the whole community, because it's using a portion, it's dedicating a portion of the park in some fashion. So, yes, it's additional usage, but also it's restriction.
Exactly.
I mean, the people who wanted there to be, how should I put it, a lawn to walk on, we'll miss the lawn and we'll hear from them. We'd like to get our questions answered to understand exactly what's intended. We would like to hear that a presentation has been made to the Islands Residents Association, so that they understand, and, you know, nothing, well, I can't imagine getting a resolution of support, but that would be very nice. If we have a resolution of support from them, that would indicate to anyone that this taking of part of the park for a purpose is an enhancement, not just a pure taking.
More than taking, I think, is for me like a giving.
Well, that's
about
the
400
thing.
square
Well, that's
foot.
a thing. If people
Yeah, so,
people agree about that,
Yeah,
that's
come and
wonderful.
sit down and enjoy, take a pictures. The whatever it is something very unique. It's nothing like it in northeast end of the U.S. The one in California that I know. So it is a very unique thing. It will provide a better opportunity for REAC to show off in my mind.
No, I'm sure.
Yeah,
I'm sure it'd be a wonderful enhancement.
Yeah.
But, you know, also if you have a letter from the Residents Association of Support, that is something that you can be showing the Korean community as yet another bit of evidence that this is a favored idea. And we'd like to know that the location is suitable to and so you'll be talking about location when you talk to the community about that, and we of course will have to make sure that the location works from our planning and our usage. You know, as memory serves, some of the, you know, there is some space next to the pass, but then there's also you know, some use of the terrain. So right now I certainly don't recall where you had in mind, but I'd like to learn.
Yeah.
So, fortunately or unfortunately, we'll be having frequent meetings during the summer. So, I'm sure we'll hear from you more.